Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna take a look over another Transformers Age of the Prime story, guys, and this time we're gonna take a look over is one of the new figures that surprisingly got released early. Yeah, if you guys already seen my toy hunt of April 19, April 19, I went to my local Walmart by Rowlett here in Houston, and lo and behold, this. There we go. So today I'm going to take a look over is the Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class, the 13 Liege Maximo. Now before we continue on, you guys do me a little bit of quick favor, so I'll be right back. Hey you! Stop what you're doing! Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy your day. Yes, like I said, I got it in my local Walmart from that day, and I was actually pretty excited. Now, I couldn't find Nexus Prime, but don't worry, I will try to get this figure soon. So yeah, so Liege Maximo is actually one of the new figures for this year, and a lot of people are actually very excited for this one. Now here's what the front of the package is going to look like right here. You can see the artwork of his robot mode and vehicle mode. You can see it transformed to 29 step into robot to spacecraft. Yeah, the vehicle mode is actually very confusing, and I will actually talk about it. On the other side of the packaging right here, you can see the actual artwork of Liege Maximo. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself, because this is actually a good looking artwork. On the other side right here, you can see him alongside with Megatronus and Star Convoy, also known as Star Optimus Prime. Looks pretty cool. Minus these does almost look like one of the Power Master Optimus Prime because of the chest piece right there. But anyways, nothing on the top, nothing on the bottom. Coming to the back of it right here, you can see everything right here. And the Prime artifact he comes with is called the if I can remember this is called the Legion Darts. Legion Darts. I hope I said it right. Legion Darts, but yeah. Speaking of which, let's move the box out of the way to actually show you the accessory. He comes with actually 2 accessories, but well, 4. But anyway, this is one of the accessory comes with the Legion Darts right there. And by the way, this is actually a cool looking weapon right there he comes with. This is a triple barrel. I think it's like a tiny blaster pistol right there with 3 little darts on it right there that had different molding. The 3 little darts are cast in this translucent red plastic, and looking over the gun, all this, it looks pretty cool. It does have a hinge that goes all the way down like that. It does has the Prime symbol right here, which is absolutely pretty good. And the 3 darts it comes with, all of them has a nice unique, if the camera can focus, nice unique molding on them. Looks pretty cool. And all 3 of them connected to each side. So this one will go to the top. Let's see, this one called to this side right here, and this one go to the other side. So there you go. Ouch! I just popped my elbow by accident, and it hurts like hell. Bringing down the camera to take a look over the vehicle mode. Here it is. But wait a minute, there's a gap right here and a gap right there. Well, this is for the weapon storage of it right there, which I'll show it off in a moment. But for now, let's take a look over the vehicle mode. Now, I did got some confusion about the vehicle mode when I actually saw it for the first time. I have no clue what this representing. Like, hands down, I have no clue what this is actually representing, and it got me confused. Same thing with a lot of fans out there. But with TFW updated everything for the Liege Maximo, this is actually a thing on the TF Wiki if you guys want to look it up. And it said this. Let's see, he transformed into a abstract-looking spaceship, one of the general shape and a whole symmetry inspired by the mothership from Transformer from Dark of the Moon. Yeah, if you guys know the mothership scene from Dark of the Moon and Chicago battle, that was actually somewhat representing what it actually looked like. So, yeah, seems sincerely inspired by it. So, long story short, his vehicle mode is the Dark of the Moon mothership. So, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, this is actually confusing. Anyways, the vehicle mode looks pretty cool. The painted sculpted detail on the vehicle mode actually looks pretty fantastic. Differentiated color right there on the figure does look pretty great, but I wish they could have some more paint to break up the colors just a smidge bit. Even though it does look pretty good, it does have some bit of an issue. Yes, unfortunately, it's one of those jet formers. The jet mode looks pretty good, even though it's a spaceship. But one of those jet formers, or of course the spaceship formers, you see the robot legs are right down there. And that's the only exposed right there. You can see the fingers right here are exposed too on the hands. But if you look like down up like that, you can barely notice the hands, which is actually pretty cool. I do love the mechanical detailings on the wires and tubes everywhere. It does look great. Yes, these right there looks pretty good. And this is also part of the accessories. Do not actually lose this. Some of the parts right here are actually made of a rubber material. This point right here on both sides are rubber material. This part right here, which is the horns of the robot mode, also rubber material. And the shoulder pad of the robot mode, also rubber material. So some of the parts that you guys can see are rubber just for safety reason, but I'm worried about it will probably through time. It will probably having like mold degradation or something, mostly for the wing, mostly for like the rubber piece. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying some stupid shit that I really don't know what I'm saying. The back of it right there has some peg holes right there. If you plug in any effect piece right there, any effect piece, it looked like it's falling off. But it's actually pretty cool. It does have like some multiple peg holes right. Well, one here, something on the other side right there, and two on the top. So you can plug it in any weapons right there. And before anyone's gonna ask, could someone put the same thing on the Liege Dart, but not really, because the design and how big this is, and you can still do it on the vehicle mode right here, one on the left and one on the right right there. You can see the left and the right, but there's actually weapon storage for this right there. Now, weapon storage for this is easy and simple. You just had to split this in half. You want to fold all this right here because you want to face it like this. Oh yeah, there's two tabs right there, and these tabs will go into these pieces right there, to the slot right there, cast in translucent red, which is also the heel spur of the robot mode. You go in like this, like so. Plug that in. Now all this, you want to close this up, because it will fill in the gap on the middle part of the ship, like so. And you can see Liege Maximo with his weapon right here, his prime artifact, the Legion darts, right there. And it actually looks pretty cool. Not only you got like 3 darts right there, but also a little blast, a little gun, cannon right there to shoot, and that's actually pretty nice. I'm just gonna say this: vehicle mode is pretty confusing, and yeah. Transformation. Thank God the instruction made sense. And I'm gonna say this: the transformation of this figure is actually pretty fun, and hands down, I actually do like it. So I'm gonna bring the camera up a little bit right here because he is a leader class size. So to transform into robot mode is easy and simple. First thing first is by splitting all of this right here. You want to remove his darts right there, the dart pistol, and put it to the side for now. Now, some of the parts you might want to move out of the way. But before we do that, you want to flip the side right there, flip the shoulder pad up, and you want to flip these up here for now. Like all of this, you need to fold this up if the camera can focus. But you want to fillet it open like this, like you're filleting a fish. Then you want to untab the side right there will become the waist part of the robot. There's a tab right here to go into the slot right there, you guys can see. But anyways, fold this up like that. Next, you want to untab this part right there. There's two little tabs right there that go, you guys can see, they go into right here. Anyways, you want to bring this up like that. So let's actually start with the legs. Flip the heel spur back like that. Then you want to flip the feet facing like this. You want to close these sides right there. Split the legs like that. Now this is on a hinge right here and another hinge right there. So you want to bring all of this right here. It does sometimes get fiddly. There's a tab right there you guys can see. There's a tab right here. Will go into this slot right there. So you want to tap this in like so. And that will secure perfectly. You want to do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, it does get fiddly. But when you get the hang of it... Oh yeah, forgot to mention another hinge right there on this part. But anyways, you want to tap this in like so. Next thing is by this part right here will go to this part right there to connect it to the body. So first you want to, it's on a hinge right there, which you guys can see. Then you want to connect this in, which is actually pretty important. Then you want to face the whole waist area right here facing forward like that. And there you go. That's the robot mode. Anyways. Damn it, I got a hair. Anyways, untap these like so. There's two tabs right here that go and connect to these slots right there in the bottom of the arms. Then you want to bring this out on both sides of the arms. And this tab right there will connect it to this chest piece right there. Then you want to bring it in like so. Bring the arms facing like this. Now, I'm going to disconnect this part right there because it's actually pretty important because you guys actually want to see this. You guys know parts for it, but if you want to keep that in, but this part is actually pretty important so you guys can see. This connector right there will go into this part right there. If you can zoom in and focus on the camera, this will connect to right here securely, like so. Bring the shoulder pad down. Now, I did have to remove this one because this is also kind of important because you need to get that out of the way. Bring this up like so, but you want to open this part up because you want to bring out the robot head like this. Then you want to bring this like so. And that will connect it in here, like so. And then have the robot head out. Then you want to bring the horns down like so. Face it in this angle like so. Next thing to do is bring by the pack. Bring it up like that so the screw holes can face forward. Then you want to get this piece connected to here. And you want to bring this down. Make sure don't do it too much or you actually unpeg it completely. Then you want to angle this up again to actually face him forward because I did kind of mess it up by accident. So I do apologize for that. Bring this back that far. And I'm going to bring the camera back a little bit. And there you have Liege Maximo in his robot mode. Like I said, the transformation of this figure, it's actually pretty easy and it's simple. I love it. And it's pretty good. And oh my god, this is a good looking robot mode. Like hands down, Hasbro did a great design of this figure. Now, this figure right here is actually representing from the comic of Transformers G2. And if you guys remember that comic, if you guys grown up during the 90s, he was like the, if I can recall, I think he was like a leader of the Decepticon for a while. If, like I said, if I can recall, but that was from a long time ago. And that's all I know. But like the character design of it right here is originally inspiring this one right here, but it's all like modernized and everything, and he does look pretty cool. And I actually do like this one a lot. Now, the paint that has got the detail of the figure is actually pretty cool. You can see everything, all the mechanical detailing, the wires and the tubes around this figure looking fantastic. But like I said, it needs more paint. But not only that, this figure has some issues, and there has been some reports of the people having some issues of the shoulder pad does pop off, because you see the shoulder pads, like I said, are made of rubber material. So if I pop one of them off, you can see they do pop off easily if you manhandling so much. But there's a peg right there, and there's a peggle right there, and plus there's actually 2 random peggles down there, which I didn't even notice. Okay then. Well, yeah. That's one of the issues by doing that. Yes, unfortunately though, he does suffer some gorilla arm syndrome, is when a figure is bending the elbow to the side right here like a gorilla. That's what his actual name is. But there's a way to fix this, is by twisting the arm facing like that, so you can actually bend normally, but I'll probably do that later on. I'm still worried about the horns right there on the top of the head. That's what I'm actually scared of. So, yeah. Yes, he does have some vehicle kibble back there, and surprisingly enough, the heels on this figure right here support him because of the backpack right here, which is actually pretty nice. And I see like a Facebook post of it. You can use this one part as a weapon. We'll show you that later on. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention one thing. Liege Maximo is one of the 13 original primes, but this one is the prime of trickery, also known as manipulation. And if you guys already know about the covenants of the Prime and the story about what Liege Maximo did to Megatronus, I'm going to say this. Jokes are not funny. Pranks are not funny. They're cruel and mean. And if someone does that to you, hate them for the rest of their life. Hate them for the rest of their life. Why did I say race them? You don't need a car to drive it. I've been watching NASCAR today, and yeah. Anyways, so articulation-wise, oh yeah, I forgot to mention one thing. Head, by the way, the top part of it right there, rubber material, like some of the spiky bits. So yeah. So articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint, so it does go like a full 360 degrees right there. It does get in the way of the horns, but if you move it up a little bit, so there you go. You can look up that far, down that far. No pivot side to side, which is kind of a bit sad. So, yeah. Shoulder pad can go up and down. The arms does go full 160 degrees, but this is out of the way, so the only going to go about up that far. Like I said, the shoulder pad does tend to pop off, which is a pain in the ass. But if you move the shoulder pad out of the way, it can go up that far and back that far. But if you remove the backpack completely, which I'll probably do it right now, you have a full 360 right there. Arms can go in and out. If you untap this part, you probably have like a somewhat of a butterfly joint, but that doesn't count. Wrist swivel, forearm swivel right there. Like I said, the gorilla arm syndrome right there. But if you face them like this, a over 90-degree bend right there. Wrist can go full 360 right there. Oh, it's actually pretty nice. Let me connect the shoulder pad once again. His waist can go full 360 degrees, but of course, part of the transformation, but waist can go for 360 degrees. He has some front skirt right there, so it does go up and down, which is actually pretty nice. Legs can go kick forward, kick back that far. Does go in and out about that far, but if you move the arms out of the way, it can go up that far. You do have a nice thigh swivel right there, which sometimes it does get a little bit of stiff right there. A 90-degree bend right there at the knee, which is actually pretty nice. Wait a minute. Okay, I thought he would have like an actual double jointed knee, but never mind, I'm an idiot. Unless, okay, no, I'm not gonna risk breaking my new figure, so I'm not gonna risk it. And a bend at the ankle, about that far. The feet, you could get somewhat like a toe bend right there, but yeah, that's part of the transformation, so possibility of this figure is actually pretty good. but you can have to work to how to deal with it. So yeah. Now, if you guys have the Nemesis chair from the Coronation Starscream, which unfortunately I don't have it, you can actually have him sitting down on it, and his backpack right there can actually connect it to the back of the chair, so you guys can actually recreate the comic book from that. Which I didn't even notice, to be honest with you, but when I see videos of it, a lot of people recording that one, I was pretty surprised. So, in the future, I am probably going to buy Coronation Starscream to do that. To do a review, and to do that, so I can have my thoughts of it, and, yeah. Now, Liege Maximo actually has, like, a gimmick on the left side of the arm, not on the right. Because, if I twist it facing like this have a little gun right there. This one doesn't. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one thing. Fingers can open and close, and his thumb can go... Fucking damn it. His thumb can go up and down, which I forgot to mention one thing in the part of the articulation, so sorry about that. But anyways, you can flip his wrist like... Fucking... You can flip his wrists all around like here to have it as a... It's like as a little cannon right there, a cannon arm, which is actually pretty cool. And it's actually pretty nice because you can connect the needles right there to have it like this, or if you remove one of these right there, I'll take one of them and show it as an example. You can connect it right here, and you look like you can use it as part of like somewhat of a melee weapon. Somewhat, I don't know, but you can actually connect his gun right there on the arms, like so. This is actually pretty nice. And if I can do that, what I saw on the internet, on Facebook. Let's see here. I think it's facing like this way, but you have to have like this facing like that. Then I think you need to have like both of the arms facing like this. Let's see. Gotta move the shoulder pad up a little bit. And I gotta... I'm gonna like monkey it around on this figure. I think I saw like this. Because it wasn't on Facebook post like months ago, but I think you have to do it like this. I'm not sure what I'm doing. You do actually have weapon storage for revolving mode, which is connecting these right there, and okay, well, everything's falling apart, but let's actually connect this back again, like so. Bring everything back the way it was. Yeah, like I said, you do have some weapon storage of it right there, so it's actually pretty nice. Let's bring it back like that, and there you go. Weapon storage back there. Yeah. Okay. This figure is actually pretty good, but let's give him the final pose, and we'll give you guys the final results. So I'll be right back. Okay, this is the only final pose I could give to this figure. So yeah, you know, in the future, I do want to see if Hasbro can redeco this figure again, but this time into his comic book's color scheme, like they did to Grimlock, Shockwave, Hot Rod, the other two figures I forgot. You know, the Comic Expired collection. I forgot the other two names, but if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just look at the Comic Expired, Shockwave, and Grimlock, and you can understand. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to end this right here, but have fun, stay safe, and I'm out.